Sometimes you might want to add leading zeros to an integer, and that's not exactly obvious how to do that. An integer doesn't have leading zeros, so in order to do that, you'd need to convert it to a string. So, for example, let's create a user screen here in our project. I'm going to use a slider that goes from minimum 0 to maximum of 99. And I'm going to create a text display here that's going to display that. And when I take my slider status and drag it into my text display, I get an expression that comes in here. If I just run this, as I run up, it's 2 digits long, but as I get under 10, now I only have a single digit. If I want that to display as 2 digits, maybe I'm doing a clock or something, and I want to make sure that I'm always maintaining that fixed number of digits. How do I manage that? It's pretty simple. You do that in an expression. So right now I have my text display and a slider, and it's just taking the value of the slider. Now, essentially, what it's doing is, because this text display is a string in this variable, it's essentially converting the whatever's on the right hand side, which is an integer, the status is an integer, converting it to a string. It's the same thing as doing a null string plus and then the integer, because that casts the entire result as the thing that is on the left, which is going to be a string in this case. So what we're going to do is add into this that leading zero. So I've already created a string. Now what I need to do is, inside that string, I'm going to add in something that adds a 0. So we're going to put the string 0, and we want to multiply that times the number of times we need to add it. So we're going to create in that an integer to multiply the string times. So that's going to be, we want a total of 2 characters, and we're going to minus the length of the string version of the integer. So we're going to say the string plus slider 1 status. So if this slider is 8, the status is 8, the character that we're evaluating with the length here is going to be the string of the character null string plus 8, the character 8. So that's going to be 1 character in length. So 2 minus 1 gives us a value of 1 that we're multiplying by the string 0. So we're going to print 0 one time next to a null string. So we're going to have a 0, and then we're going to have, because it's a character, the character 8. So now if we do that, and look over here as we move, we have leading zeros. So let's review why that works one more time. So there's our expression, and I've highlighted the different parts. So red represents a string and green represents an integer. So if we work our way from the inside out, let's start with the slider. 1 status is our integer, so it's represented as an 8 without the quotes, and we're adding on to it at the beginning the null string. So the null string plus the integer results in a string representing the character of that number, which would be the string 8. Okay? So then we go further outside of that, and now we're taking the length, length of the of that character 8, and then we're adding on a 0 to it. So now we have the 0 plus the length of the character 8 would be 1, and then adding on the so 0 plus times 1, 0 times 1 gives you 1, 0. 1 character 0. So now, if we look at the text display here, so we're taking the null string at the beginning, and we're adding on that 0 times the number, times the integer 2 minus the length of the string the string representing number 8. So 8 is one character. There's a null string. It's treated as a string here. The length treats this result, or it affects the string. So the length of the string is one digit long, or one character long. So 2 minus 1 gives us 1. And then we're multiplying that times 0, which gives it, or the character 0. So we're printing the character 0 one time. So we have null string plus the character 0 plus the integer value of the status, which is 8, but it's converted to a character. So now we end up with 0, 8 at the end. I hope you find this helpful.